Good afternoon, Rutgers. It is your host and weather watcher, Jonah Shick, here with your afternoon, Monday, April 14th forecast. Let's get into it. Currently, we do have 67 degrees with mostly cloudy skies, a humidity it's 53%, and winds out of the west southwest at 3 miles per hour. If we are going into the headlines for the week, we do have a slight chance of showers tonight with a potential for some thunderstorms. There is a slight chance there issued by the National Weather Service. We do have pretty mild and nice temperatures this week, but a little bit of a cold front coming in Wednesday, bringing temperatures down into the 40s with potential freezing temperatures Wednesday night. As you can see in the weekend, we will be having temperatures going to around the 70s. So it will be pretty nice, but there will be some rain. Looking at the current temperatures for the Garden State, the southern tier especially, we are looking at a smorgasbord of 60s with some 50s by the coast just due to that cold water for the time of year. As we go up north, we still see a majority of 60s, but definitely a little cooler there in Lafayette with 57 and at 60 at Keyport, just again due to that cool ocean water. Here we are looking at radar and satellite to the northeast of us. We do have a dissipating system, which is dying out over New York currently, and that passed over us a little bit this morning. We are now looking at the future cast. We do have a system coming in tonight, which may bring some thunderstorms and potential for minor heavy showers, but nothing too major. Just look out around 10 to 3, 4 in the morning tonight. We will see some rain and showers. Then, as you can see, Tuesday, things do start to cool off a lot, and moving into Wednesday especially, you can see we do start to get some snow up there in eastern PA, especially up in Appalachia. As we go farther into Wednesday, those temperatures do consider to drop, but still staying in the 40s, so nothing too cold. And here we are just looking at the outlook for severe weather. For almost all of New Jersey, there is a slight risk of thunderstorm, and interestingly enough, over Western Virginia, we do have an enhanced risk for some severe weather. So definitely watching out for some hail potential, even mainly downfalls, torrential rain, and maybe even snow with this cold front. But most of that snow, I believe, is going to be located up in northern PA, especially here in central PA in the higher elevations. Now we are looking at a surface map just to get an idea of the setup we have right now. We do have this kind of stalled out warm front just to the south of us, which is keeping temperatures quite warm currently, and this long cold front, which is just going to be slicing across, and that low pressure system up there in Quebec, which will be moving up toward Greenland, which is a very common track we see for systems. This is a pretty typical setup we see for cold fronts blowing through the East Coast. But as you can see, Monday, that cold front continues to approach, and that warm front just barely edging its way, and then boom, just absolutely blown out by this cold front Tuesday. And you really get to see that snow moving in around Erie, northern New York, and much of Canada. Toronto looks like really going to get a good amount of snow from this system. And then moving into Wednesday, you can really see the cold air just starting to get wrapped back into that. Probably some snow for Pittsburgh too, West Virginia in the mountains again. So it's going to be cold out for Pennsylvania, but for us, we are going to be sticking around the upper 40s for Wednesday, but it will be quite breezy, which I believe will make wind chills feel much colder than the actual temperature, which we will get into next after this drought update. Fortunately, the drought has been improving. We did see considerable rain the last few days and the last week, and we actually do have a spot in central Jersey that has no drought, which is something I haven't seen since August. So this is huge news for the state. Let's hope that these conditions continue to improve as we go through spring into the summer. Now we are looking at wind gusts. As you can see, currently pretty calm, but moving into Tuesday, those winds really start to pick up with gusts up to 40 miles per hour in Tom's River, mainly 30 for the state, but it will feel quite windy Tuesday. And then moving into Tuesday night, winds do tend to die down, but still quite windy. And Wednesday, those winds really pick up, especially with that cold front. It'll feel chilly. I would bundle up for Wednesday and Tuesday night. Now going into tonight, we do have likely to be some slight showers, potential for lightning. I don't want to say most definitely, but there are some heavy bands located within this system, but it will be pretty quick. I'm expecting more of a mist tonight in terms of rain, Now looking at the 7-day forecast, we do have 65 degrees today. Tomorrow, 52. Thursday, 65 and sunny. So Thursday is going to be absolutely lovely. I call that like prime park weather, getting out on a bike. I think it's going to be wonderful for exercise. I love this weather for exercise. Friday, it will be mostly cloudy. And Saturday, we do have a system moving in. I'm not expecting super heavy rain with this, mainly like pretty scattered showers. It's probably going to feel pretty humid, which I think at around 73 is going to feel quite nice with the clouds. I think Saturday will be actually pretty nice despite the rain. Sunday 64 and Monday 65. As you can see, just beautiful weather we have ahead. Really, except for this Tuesday and Wednesday. I think honestly Wednesday we might not even crack 50. This may not be correct, but it's okay. Again, it has been your host and weather watcher Jonah Shick here. Thank you for watching.